Good afternoon everyone, and welcome to another sort of leak video thing. And this wasn't quite what was intended originally, I believe, or at least what we expected, because basically sometimes Wargaming gives us some early info and we get to make a video like this and we get to talk about what is coming, and basically we'll be the first ones that you hear it from. In this case, that was how this was communicated to us, only for them to have Wargaming post everything on Discord anyhow. So I'm not entirely certain how useful this video is going to be, but I will explain it with the info that I have, and we'll have a look at things either way. Basically, we seem to be getting loads of different things. We get like new camouflages, new graphics, new events, new tanks. The battle pass stuff is going to change. There's a new line that is going to come, there's a new map that is going to come, and there's a new raiding tank that's going to come. So there's actually quite a bit that's coming. Not all, of course, with the next update. It can come with in several updates or several phases, let's say. So it's not just an 8.1 leak thing, not leak thing. But yeah, there's basically, like I said, there's loads happening. Some of the stuff will come soon, some of the stuff will come a bit later. But I do think it's interesting, at least, to have a look at things and basically talk about it. And I'm really now just waiting for the video to end so that I can go into more depth while you see like screenshots that I've taken from the video. Because there are some quirky things about it, so yeah. But as for what's coming, it definitely does look fun, and I'm quite eager to see some of the things that have been announced in any case. For instance, this tank that I'll be talking about a little bit later. I haven't driven it or tested it or anything, so I can still say whatever I want about it. But that kind of stuff, like, I always like new lines, and new tanks can diversify the game, and that makes it more interesting. But first things first, we're going to get a new legendary camouflage, and the tank that is getting that is the E3. Now, the E3 has been sort of neglected. It is a pretty strong tank. I don't quite like it much, so I don't really play it. I like my tanks more mobile. But the camouflage is sort of in line with the E5 camo and the E4 camo, so I actually quite like it. I will probably get it just to have my collection complete. Now, I would be lying if I didn't say that I was disappointed that the E3 got a camo. Like, of course, it kind of deserves it, but I was really eager for the FE405 to get a proper barn camo, because that would have just been a hoot. Now, of course, that's only the first thing that's coming. We get a new event where you can earn the VK 168.01p. If I hadn't gotten this tank from a crate, well, I probably would have never gotten it, like, unless I kind of had to. Well, for the collection maybe, but the tank itself, it definitely isn't great, and I don't enjoy it in the slightest. That being said, though, if you really do like super heavies, you might not hate this tank, maybe. But yeah. At the same time, there's a bunch of other stuff that you can get. You can get boosters, premium a day, some an avatar by the looks of it, some boosters, gold boosters as well, a camo, and an attachment that you actually have to pay gold for in order to get it on the tank. I will probably do that, but again, that's like a collector thing. Even if I don't like the tank, I want to pimp my ride. But yeah, overall, free tank event is free, so that would be great. We don't know the conditions yet, though. Now, from what I understand, you basically need to win for this event, and considering the amount of win previous free tanks have, well, free tanks have taken, that might not be easy. But if it's free, by all means, go for it. Now, we're also getting some nice HD graphics on some more tanks, which honestly, it does look great, and I'm actually looking forward to seeing more and more of these kind of graphics in the game, because it just looks really awesome. And more new tanks have been announced, like the Kampfpanzer 50T, which we see here. That looks really great, all dirty like that. We have the Britannia Panther, that basically it looks fine with the new graphics and everything. That's great. The Super Hellcat is coming. I've no idea how or when or whatever. And of course, we have a Battle Pass tank that is coming with the next Battle Pass. But aside from the Battle Pass tanks, we don't know how these tanks are going to come into the game. At the same time, we know that most new tanks come into the game through crates, so kind of be prepared for that. Especially for the tier 10, because I would be very much surprised if it came in any other way. Now, the Battle Pass thing is also going to change after you have all 80 levels. You can basically gamble and open crates, and in those crates there's tanks, there's parts of tanks, there's the backgrounds from previous Battle Passes, there's some camos, but mainly I want to focus on the phase 1 that's in there, because that's a whole new tank. It is a T9 collectible, and honestly, we also saw it in the video, and I will be showing those images here, well, screenshots of that here as well. It does look really cool because it has like a sort of double tracks, and that just makes it look highly interesting. Now, we know that the chances of getting a tank out of those crates is very low. The thing is that Wargaming even stat that the chance is low, which means that it's very, 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 very low. So don't really count on getting the phase 1 that easily. Now, I kind of like that they're adding something at the end of the Battle Pass so that you can do something with the currency that you build up over the days that you've already completed the Battle Pass itself. And since you can only get like 4 crates per month and the drop range is very, very low, I would not expect the phase 1 to be running around that much early on, and it will probably take months before we see more of them. Now, there's also a new map coming. It kind of looks interesting, lots of buildings and sort of dips and little hills and everything, and it kind of looks like a version of Alpenstadt meets Yukon meets Copperfield or something. But it could be interesting. I'm also curious about how this base will work and how, if you can drive through these things or if they're like hardcover and everything. But we'll have to wait and see until we actually get the map, which is basically predicted to be in 8.2 or maybe later. So we actually still don't know. But there's another thing coming, and that is this, the Lorraine Fearless. Now, the Lorraine Fearless is going to follow the IS-6 Fearless in the ratings things. I've already asked Wargaming about if there's going to be another way to get the IS-6 Fearless if you have parts but not like the whole tank. And they said probably yes, but we don't know how or what it will cost or whatever. So, don't know yet, but I'm definitely interested because the IS-6 Fearless is literally the only tank that I still need myself, so yeah. Now, whereas the IS-6 Fearless is a literal reskin of just the IS-6, that's going to be different for the Lorraine Fearless. Basically, and this is Wargaming's text, we plan to balance the tank a little differently. A faster drum, better visibility range, but worse shooting comfort than a regular Lorraine. When it will be possible to get this tank, we will inform you a little later. So basically, we're getting a new ratings tank, but we don't know exactly when it will come into the game. Still though, it's nice that the ratings people are getting something new to grind towards. Of course, there's also something for us all to grind towards, and that's the tier 10 Polish tank, the Lewandowskiego. I'm probably pronouncing that all wrong, you will have to forgive me for that. Basically, it's a new tier 10 that is coming. It's not yet tested, so I think that it's going to be a little far off before we actually get it, but still. Wargaming describes it as good HP and armor in the front of the turret. The hull will also be able to deflect projectiles. High alpha per shot, but low DPM. The comfort of the gun, accuracy, aiming, depression angles, is similar to the German E100. In terms of mobility, it will be slightly better than 100 square meters. I've honestly no idea what that means, but okay. The tank will be tested in version 8.1, so its performance characteristics may be changed in the future. We plan to release a new branch in the fall, stay tuned. That is what Wargaming says about the Lewandowskiego, that I'm probably pronouncing all wrong again, but still. All the same though, new lines are always fun, and I'm really hoping that the line will be balanced, and especially the tier 10 will be balanced. I wonder how it's going to affect everything, because like in the video it looks quite mobile, but if they're I don't know what they mean when they say a mobility, it will be slightly better than 100 square meters. It's just, I have no idea. All the same though, lots of fun stuff happening and lots of fun stuff that is coming, and basically yeah. That is it for this sneak peek video. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you're looking forward to the stuff that is coming, and that's it for now. Good day, bye bye.